Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. The comedy train keeps on rolling into another stop. We're here with a really cool comic from upstate New York, from around the Syracuse area. Big Yankee fan. We just talked a little Don Mattingly. The great Paul Morrissey. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, fellas? My jacket, I feel like I'm not even close.
This is also a synthetic.
Yeah, this is not real.
But it's not leather-like.
Yeah.
No, but that's what is that made of, the jacket?
This is plastic.
This is same.
Yeah,
this is polyurethane.
Mike, I have to say, you buried the lead a little bit. The real marquee value of this jacket is the comfort.
Yeah, no, it is. I was like, fat guys sweat like there's no tomorrow. So
You're right.
You know,
I've reached the pinnacle of comfort.
Oh, so that's a breathable plastic?
It is.
Really?
I right now I sit alone aloft the top of Mount Comfort.
I can tell.
So what are you up to, Paul? You do a lot of the road? What do you got
I did a lot of the road. I started in Northern California. And
that's where you started your comedy career?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a TV sports anchor in Chico, California.
Now, how'd you get out there?
Where there are no sports there. So,
I was Chico State.
Yeah, there's Chico, and Aaron Rodgers was actually playing in high school there.
Oh,
when
he
I
was
there.
he's from that area.
Yeah, and I covered a young John Ritchie for his
really?
Training camp with the
no
Raiders.
Kidding. Okay.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I mean, I actually remember you.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Because I interviewed him, and this is no knock against you, obviously. But that was the year they drafted Charles Woodson. They get John Gruden as head coach. And so everyone's interviewing everyone else, and then there's little John Ritchie over in the corner. And I just said, hey, what's going on? And he was very funny. And so every game that I would come to, I would interview John Ritchie. So in the Chico area, there's big John Ritchie fans just because.
The Ritchie contingent.
John
Thanks
Ritchie in the corner making his curds and whey. You got it. So, I mean, does that build character, though, starting a small town?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and I'm a basketball player, believe it or not, and I know that I don't look like I've ever played basketball ever.
No, you honestly?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't.
So my dad was a coach, so I played basketball my whole,
You
I was
look
a
like
gym
you
rat.
could shoot the lights out.
No, you know what you look like? You look like a guy who would organize a group to stop basketball.
Or maybe ref. Yeah.
You look like a guy who would say, we're going to try to stop the game. Like John Lithgow was against dancing and Footloose. You look like you'd be against basketball. Like, that's how opposite you are. But that's what's great about people.
Yeah.
Are you a good basketball
Well, then you can
player?
hustle. I was an all-state point guard
And you can
in high
hustle.
school, and I played at Binghamton University, and then I could have played pro, but the only offers I had were in Ireland or for the Washington Generals, which is the team that gets beat by the Globetrotters every game.
What do they pay? You know,
It was good. I mean, my friends, they were making like $500 a week. They were sponsored by McDonald's, so they ate McDonald's every week.
Wow,
but there's
that's
like
healthy.
5 touring teams, so it's basically you're just putting off your future, pretty much.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Yeah.
What a great experience. Like, if I knew someone who played for the Washington Generals, I'd go, like, well, that's a fun thing to tell people at cocktail parties.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing, way to make a living. Everybody does, they take the road less traveled.
Well, I had friends that did it.
Yeah.
But then I got the sports gig, so I ended up going to this little town. I was doing news and sports, so I was like covering murders and car accidents and stuff like that. And like in a place like that, there's no news. They're like, we need 4 stories for tonight.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do I do? Have a car accident on purpose or what?
You know what? If there's no news, you make news.
Yeah.
That's what I would
Just
say.
make it up.
Or just have a car accident.
Yeah.
You know, you reminded me of my favorite Simpsons joke of all time when Mo, the bartender, bets on the Generals.
Oh.
And he goes, he loses money against. He goes, the Generals would do. And he's watching the game. And he's going, ref, he's using a ladder. He's using a ladder. Do you not see that, ref? How do you stop to throw confetti? That's a walk. Anyway.
Yeah, that one's great. And then my other one is the Mattingly one when they're making him. He's playing for the softball team, the company softball team, and they make him shave his sideburns.
That's right. Yeah.
He said he's still better than Steinbrenner.
That show didn't miss a beat in its heyday. Did not miss a beat. So you had friends who played for the Generals.
Yeah, I had friends that played, but I ended up getting the TV sports job, which it was so weird because I mean I got to do cover Raiders training camp and do fun stuff like the Sacramento Kings and stuff. But then I didn't know, like, I'm a Yankees fan and I'm a New York Giants fan. In basketball, I'm a Celtics fan. That's the only thing that's kind of weird.
You look like Larry Bird.
Yeah, I mean, he might be my dad. I don't know.
He doesn't look like Larry Bird.
He might be.
You look like Larry Bird.
Have you seen his daughter, his illegitimate daughter?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh, look her up.
Is she hot?
She looks exactly like him. That's what we'll say.
Wait, you know what? Let's do the dead silence thing. I'm gonna say it again. Is she hot? That's a big resounding no.
Yeah.
What we had her with some broad on the road or something?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
We can look that up. Can we put it up?
Yeah,
Larry
please,
Bird's
when
daughter.
we can. Larry Bird's illegitimate daughter. So now, now, does that affect your comedy? Do you think? Do you do a lot of sports?
Looking like Larry Bird.
No. Do you do a lot of sports related stuff?
Yeah, I do a lot of sports stuff, but I did try to stay away from it a little bit because, I mean, being in sports so much, you feel like you're kind of like into it too much, you know?
Right.
So I tried to separate a lot. But now all the stuff is kind of coming full circle. Like I did the new Nike commercials with Chris Paul where I actually played a sports reporter, so I'm getting to kind of do both. And I have a podcast
Yeah, right.
and stuff.
That must be cool.
Yeah. So in the podcast, I've had guys like from Jim Gaffigan to Todd Marinovich. So I'm doing like a little bit of sports, a little bit of comedy. So that's fun too.
Marinovich.
So, yeah.
Well, so were you and Chico before? Did you get to Chico right when my rookie year?
Yeah, I got there in '97, so you were there '98.
Yeah.
And this was great, Artie. There was two quarterbacks. There was Jeff George, and then I didn't know what John Gruden looked like, but I saw the oldest man that I've ever seen in a football uniform. I thought it was like maybe the owner was just playing, but I knew it wasn't Al Davis, and it was Wade Wilson.
Yeah.
He already knew what it was,
Yeah.
and he was the backup quarterback, but he looked like he was about 70 years old at that time.
Donald Hollis. Wade is now the quarterback coach for the Dallas Cowboys and looks exactly like he did when he was playing.
And
That's not a good
He
look.
looks like he's 55 or 60 years
That's
old.
not a good look if you're like, if the sportscaster's like, whoa, that guy looks like he's 90.
Very knowledgeable.
And then the whole thing about covering the Raiders, it's just I didn't know the whole culture of it. Like I was with an ABC station, so I wore a red shirt to cover the first game, and they were playing the Niners for preseason. So I'm walking through the end zone, and everyone's like, "Take that shirt off! Take that shirt!" And I think they're just kind of joking around, but there's just guys literally ripping my shirt by halftime. And it's just crazy, man.
I know, it's terrible.
Yeah.
But, people are passionate. That's the thing about sports, man. Like, I just did a gig in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And, they were playing the Jaguars this weekend. And I said, it was a Saturday night, and I said, is anyone going to the Browns-Jaguar game? And, 70% of the crowd said, yeah, they were going, and cheered. And I'm like, that's America. These people, not only are they not leaving like LeBron and going to Miami, we're not only staying in Cleveland, we're getting up hungover tomorrow, and we're going to the Browns-Jaguar.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that is that's loyalty.
Well, the Jaguars are actually kind of good now, which is surprising.
Well, I mean,
they're
still,
3-1 over the last month.
Right,
And
but
they're
still,
beating
what's
teams
their overall record?
who are, I don't know, they've won 3 games, but they're beating teams that may go to the playoffs in the AFC, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, but still, it doesn't make that a good game.
No. Well, Josh Gordon, he's an incredible receiver. They just don't have anyone to throw the ball to him. 200 plus yards 2 weeks in a row. I mean, that's a ticket in itself to go watch him set
I guess.
records. He's a lot of fun to watch.
Still a big
Well, I almost shut football off because we're Giants fans. So after the 6 games, we're like, all right, it's basketball season. And then all of a sudden, we get interested, and then the Cowboys game happens. And
But they still have a chance. I mean, they're not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. The Giants still could do it.
Well, I think
They're 5-7. Yeah, they're going to probably have to win out.
in my head, they're mathematically eliminated.
Yeah, but this is what they do. This is how they roll somehow. And they just get solid when the year ends.
We got to take a break, and we are going to come back with more Paul Morrissey.
And play some basketball, right?
We can play hoops in this one. You got any gigs specifically you want to plug?
I'm going to Switzerland tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're doing a comedy festival in Switzerland, so all the people in Switzerland that
Flying
are
out
watching.
tomorrow night?
Yeah.
At 6 p.m. or out of JFK. I love that.
Yep, and then we're
Europe
going
flight.
to Amsterdam after that for some shows.
Dude,
So
I've been there.
hopefully we'll come back.
Go to the Red Lake. Go to the Red Lake District. Find a guy named Lenny and tell him I say hello.
Lenny, all right.
The Artie Lange Show. Back with more Paul Morrissey.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.